for pity's sake. Greetings and salutations, friends. You know what? I thought for sure I had it together, and here I am. In the test, honest to Pete, in the test, I was horizontal, but now I am not. All right, honestly. You would think, wouldn't you? All these times, you would think I would get my act together. But no. Okay, let's see. I know, honest to Pete. Keely, can you believe it? So ridiculous. Hey, Beth, how are you? I was just thinking about you. I was. I hope all is well in your world. I hope all is well in all of your worlds. Hey, Carmen. How are you? I sure miss you, my friend. I do. Honest to goodness. Why did I have to test it and then I forgot to reset it and now here we are. Honest to goodness. So ridiculous. So, I hope everyone is doing great. I am on this beautiful Thursday. Let's see. We're here for Pop-In Paint Party. I hope that you've gathered your watercolors today and your Patricia art printable. I'm so glad, Carmen. Someday we'll get to paint like sitting at the same table, for pity's sake. I don't know when that's going to happen. But until then, we get to do this, which is, come on, that's the next best thing, right? And we do it on kind of a schedule, which is kind of cool too, right? I know I'll see you at least a couple times a week. So, hey, Laura. I am back. Hi, Aunt Chris. Happy birthday to my Aunt Chris. I know, you know what, Heidi? Isn't that crazy? I love that yogurt too. It's a little bit spendy, but it's so good. And can I tell you, it is the perfect water container. And it's well loved, as you can see. So today, I was just home for this kind of a secret rendezvous at my parents' house. We didn't want to let anybody know because we didn't want, because of the COVID and everything, we just were really trying to keep it down low key. Thank you, Heidi. Me too. Just for the container. And now I have a few because then I tasted it and I kind of loved it. And so, there you go. So, anyway, the colors were just unbelievably beautiful. So when we started, I flew to Billings, that's where my sister lives, and we drove from Billings to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Hi, Chris Domino. How are you? Where are you from in Michigan? Isn't that crazy? You just gotta know, don't you? And the colors were beautiful all the way across the country. And then we went to Sugar Island, of course, and it was so gorgeous down there. It's just the most picturesque. It's just my happy place. It just fills my soul every time I'm there. And then when we drove back, the colors had deepened. So, oh my gosh. I never have my act together. Because you know me, Beth. You know I don't have my act together, but I like to make art, and that should more than make up for losing my vocabulary after this stinking COVID, because I don't talk to anyone. Good Lord, crazy. So today I have this another cool idea. So we're gonna go all autumnal today because, I drew the Patricia art printable for my Aunt Dee Dee, And we always went to her house. Hi, Jan. We always went to her house in the fall during hunting season. And so, it's just so reminiscent of her. Anyway, so here's what I did for today. So I actually have, I'm just going to talk to you while I kind of prep this one. Okay, so I took my art printable, I printed it on watercolor paper, and then I cut it apart. And here's why I cut it apart. Because we're going to do some, we're going to take our watercolors, so just bear with me here. So I have all these different watercolors. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. Because I turned it vertical, honestly. Okay, so I'm going to get my watercolors wet, right? So I'm going to come here, 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 the colors that I want to use, right? And then here, here, here. This one, nah, I don't think so. So I'm just going to do these. Does everybody kind of see what I'm doing here? No, maybe if I do it, let's see. If I do it this way. Hey, Richard, how are you? How are you? So I'm just going to take some of the watercolor, right? And I'm just going to pour it on my craft mat, right? I'm just going to mix it and pour it. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Richard, how's your new venture going? I'm so excited. Can't wait to hear all about it. Richard is our cousin, another cousin, I know, in England, and he plays acoustic guitar, sorry. So I am just filling my craft mat with some watercolor. And I'm just kind of here, there, and everywhere. Like no real rhyme or reason, just kind of all over. Let's try this one. Right? Okay, so I just have a lot of color down there. And then we're gonna squirt it with some water, and we're gonna do that smush thing, right? So we're gonna take our printable that the slim line that we've cut apart, and we are going to smush it into the watercolors. Jeffrey, say hello to Richard. Real loud though.
Hello, Richard.
Did you hear that, Richard? He did say hello to you. Okay, so do you see we're just going to smush these beautiful autumnal colors on here, and then we're going to set them aside to dry. Right? So I'm going to do all of the pieces. So, and then I'm just going to add more color on top of here for the other pieces. Tell the fam we said hi, Richard. That's for sure. So I mean, there's no rhyme or reason, right? There's no pattern, or you just want a nice array of colors. And I kind of like that I have like a couple different shades of gold. I wanted a little bit of green in there. I wanted a deeper shade of rust. I'm sure it's not called rust, but you know. You dig me, right? So I squirt it again. And then we're going to take the A2 and we're going to do the same thing, right? So you can tap it or you can drag it. So this one I tapped. And then I'm going to reverse roll it. I'm going to do the same thing with the slim line. And then I'm gonna do, so this one I'll show you the swipey way. So I'm gonna squirt a little bit more, and I'm just gonna take this and just swipe it through, right? So it's just, right? Look how beautiful that is. So pretty. Okay, and now I'm even gonna do the sentiments, because I feel like when it's so painty, when it's so artsy, it's nice when the sentiments match because you'll never be able to match the colors with like cardstock or another medium. I think it's just a nice painterly way to complete your card, right? Well, I'm gonna do well, hold up, Jennifer. I'm gonna do the jiggy jaggy in just a minute. Okay, so, all right. So we're gonna set these aside to dry, right? And now we will take our paint cloth and clean this all up. I know, can you believe I'm wasting this paint? I know. It's about to give me a heart attack, but not really. Okay, so what I did earlier was I painted more, right? So here's the ones I did first. And so you're gonna have to reverse remember we're just gonna try and break the fibers in the watercolor paper. Just gonna stretch them out. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. All right. And then this one, look how light this one came out. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I didn't do the A2. Huh. Oh well. Okay, so now we're going to take a smaller brush and we're going to enhance it, right? So we're going to go in with those same colors, but we're going to, so we're going to get them wet again. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's see. Maybe if I scoot over. Is that better? Can you see my paints and stuff? Okay, so now let's, so we're just gonna wet our brush and we're gonna come in. So do you see how there's a little bit of yellow right here? I don't know if you can see that, but there is. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna deepen that, right? But I'm gonna jiggy jaggy, Jennifer, right? Just gonna play up the colors that kind of naturally happen in the smush, right? But as you can see, I'm really keeping it quite loose. I'm trying real hard to not have clean edges or anything like that. So this one, I came in with the deeper kind of rusty color, and I'm just jiggy jaggy because this feels really too dark for me. So remember that you can remove color. So we can put some water on there and then bring that over here, right? So my feeling is that it would be best if we enhance the leaves and the acorns, and then left the background just the way it is, right? So let's see, we can do enhance here. And then here. And I'm feeling like, look at how pretty that is. So pretty. I'm gonna wet this one more time and pull some of that color over to this acorn. And remember, we can pounce some color off and then come back in, follow that curve, right? How's everybody doing? Hi, Allie. How are you? So, Beth, these are, yes, they are digital images that I drew that are available for purchase on my website and Corbiere-Scott I will, well, on the first video I had a link, but then when I had to hurry and do the second one, I didn't have time. Whatever. Hi, Allie. How are you? That Scandy Hut looks like it's getting lots of attention these days. That's for sure. So, Barbara, I would love, or Beth, I would love for you to go on my website and pick some out and purchase them. And then every Tuesday and Thursday, I do a little pop-in paint party. And right now, this is what we do. We just do different painty techniques with those printables. Hey, Barbara, how are you? And did everyone sign up for the... Oh, Richard, he went outside to work on his car. If you were here, I bet you he'd enlist you to help. Someday we'll get to England again, right? Goodness sakes. Anyway, okay, so there's some green. I'm digging that. I'm loving that. So do you see, so I'm just going to continue to paint. If you have some questions or comments, if you hate it, you better not hate it. Goodness. Anyway, I'm just going to keep painting and then we will just kind of chat. Well, I have to be, we have to be able to get into the country, Richard. Honest to Pete. Stinking COVID. Yeah, Barbara, I started I was testing my horizontal video and it worked, and then I forgot that I had to reset it, and so here we are. I deleted that video because it was like a second long. I deleted that video and then started a new one, and here we are, all vertical, honestly. So do you see how this just layers of color can really, and you can mix colors certainly if you wanted. I like this one because it's almost brown. I'm kind of digging that. So I just added a little bit of this bluey black to this kind of mixture down here for a nice deep brown that I'm going to tap in here. And you remember, like, I just like to build color, take it away, build color, take it away. I feel like I want to put some of that over here. And you know what? The cool thing about acorns is they have this kind of this natural, like, almost like a grid. So we can totally play that up and, add some nice dimension there. That's kind of cool. And when I was adding paint to the surface of my craft mat, I used a number 8 round, filbert actually. But for adding paint, I wanted it to be, my brush to be small so that I could, and then it's a connoisseur and it has a nice snap. I'm using a 1 because I wanted to be able to control how much paint I put on. Do you know what I mean? So here, this is dried to a degree. So I'm going to wet my brush, tap it off, remember? And then tap, 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 tap. We're going to do that tap, tap, jiggy, jaggy blend. Okay, so did anybody watch Transplant last night? It was so good. It was so good. I just can't believe I love that show so much. I think I'm so excited for like just normal network TV. I am. Well, I can't wait for everybody to join in on Saturday because we are going to be let's see, what clues can I give you? We are going to be doing an artist study of an American artist who you've all seen his work. Yes, please sign up for, yes, okay, so Ornamentally Yours is a group of artists who we're gathering together and we are each creating an ornament class. So if you sign up, you get to do all of them. Hey, Kiplin, how are you? Anyway, it's an ornament class that lasts days, right? So we each get an hour, I believe. And we've each designed an ornament that you can create. So you go to Ornamentally Yours on Facebook. It's a group. And you sign up. And the password is Lindsay, Lindsay. And you can partake in one or all of those ornaments. And it's our gift to you for sticking with us through this whole COVID, for supporting us through this whole crazy time, and your patience while we figure it all out, you know. So please sign up. I would love to have you there. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit more of this brown, and I'm feeling like that is gonna be my shadow color, right? I mean, the thing about these colors is that they all complement each other really well, and so even if, like, I'm putting this brown on top of the green, it's okay, because those colors, it will blend really well with the colors underneath, right? And because I've printed on watercolor paper, I know that I have more time. I have a little more wiggle room for blending, so I can apply my bits of brown and then go back and blend it out. And remember, like, if you have areas that have kind of a lot, like right there had a lot, pull that off with your brush and move it on to another area. Because remember, like, it's so much easier to add color than take color away. That's for sure. So we want to just add bits and then work that out and then see how we feel. You know, like, I need more color there, or nah, it's just fine the way it is. Okay, so we're gonna rinse our brush, tap it off on our paint cloth, and then we're gonna go back to the first one because that will have dried the most. No, I actually printed it I printed it on the rough side. So, Beth, I printed it through, I have a laser printer at home, and so I printed it through that. It's on Northwood's watercolor paper, which is a thin watercolor paper. I'm thinking between 80 and 90 pound. If you do not, and it's for Chris has it at Scraps of Love, so you can get packages of it there. And then you can, so if you do not have a laser printer, here's the reason I got the laser printer. The laser printer serves many purposes, right? So it's, the cartridges are really expensive, but I haven't gone through one yet, and I've printed a lot. But I can print whatever I print. I can, number one, it can take heavier weight cardstock and paper, right? So that's its first attribute. And then it also, it won't move with water, right? So once it's printed, it is immediately down. It's not good, no matter how much water I put on it, it's not going to smear. So if you do not have a laser printer, if you have an inkjet printer, you can do a couple of things. Number one, you can just go to Kinko's or Office Max or whatever and take your paper in and just have them printed on their machine. Or you can print it on your laser printer and then heat set it. So you can heat set it in one of two ways. You can heat set it with your heat tool, or you can flip it over onto a paper towel and iron the back side. And then let it sit, either, if you do either one of those techniques, let it sit overnight, and it should be color fast. It should not move with water. But if you want to be 100%, print it on a laser printer, and that's what like Office Max and all of those kinds of places have. Good night, Richard. Thank you for joining me. Give my love to everyone, Freddie and Lily and Miss Allie and Aunt Jenny. Aunt Jenny is the one, remember, that I went art supply shopping with in England. Oh, we had ourselves a time. So I am loving this technique. So think about it. You could do this technique with many colors, or you could do it with like shades of the same color. So you could do like shades of blue, just on your craft mat, put a whole bunch of different colors out, and then enhance it with your brush later. I have to say, I am digging it. I should have taken a picture of it before so that I could see the difference, right, after I add the extra paint. Is anybody else painting with me today? So bring your watercolors on Saturday, and your pencil, and your black pen, and be thinking about how am I going to say it without giving it away? Oh, nice, Beth. A pedicure is about one of the nicest things in the world, isn't it? That's for sure. Hi Naomi, how are you? I hope you follow me here. I hope you ask to join our private Facebook group called Let's Get Artsy with Corbiere-Scott, because we do have ourselves a time. And there's nothing like the support of a creative community who loves all the same things you do and knows how important positive feedback is, especially during this time, you know? And who notices the nuances that you've created in your art. Remember, just follow that curvy line, and then come back with a damp brush. Work that out, right? We can just work that color right up this spine of the leaf, and then we can just work that color all the way to the edge. Hi, Kim. Oh, Beth, I'm so glad. Well, number one, I'm glad you're on this side of town. And I'm glad you found your paints. Nothing better. I'm telling you, it'll get you through the worst of days. Those paints will. Oh, you guys, I'm really loving it. Let's see. Add a little bit more. Let's see. Follow those spines, because this is just going to give them a little more definition, right? And here I'm going to just add a little bit of that darker brown to that kind of rusty color. Rinse my brush, wipe it off, and then pull that out. And then I'm going to rinse my brush again, and then come back to where we were adding color to this spine, and we're just going to push that color right up to that spine. See what I'm saying? Look, it's just, I'm pushing it with my brush. Right there, you could really be able to see it, I think. Right up to the spine. Wipe off any excess that you happen to have on your brush. You can absolutely do this. You can absolutely do this, Beth. Hey, Joanne, how are you? So, Joanne, I just need to pick a date for my Bible journaling class, and then I'll get the information out to everybody. I hope you'll be there. You know, I got home and I've just been playing catch up the whole week. It's been kind of crazy, but like good crazy, you know what I mean? So do you see I'm just little by little by little building up the color. Don't be heavy-handed with your color because it'll make it harder to blend it out. And that's what we're going for. We're going for a nice, easy blend. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tap this one out and then go right up to that spine. Yay! Joanne, I'm so excited about that. I taught at my friend Susan's store in Edmond, Oklahoma, and I met this amazing girl named Joanne. And she and I just hit it off immediately. It was fab. And now we're Bible journaling pals. And then when I found out she drove all the way from Dallas to Edmond, Oklahoma just to take my class and spent the entire day with me, my heart just, it was so full. And she brought me a present from her mission in, let me think about it for a minute. Honduras, Costa Rica. Remind me, Joanne. It was lovely. Lovely, lovely. So I'm feeling like I want to deepen something over here. It's just feeling kind of blah. And maybe, just maybe, Guatemala. I know. I was just talking to Susan this morning about her new store. Holy smokes. I go, it's so huge. We'll be able to we'll be able to hold our whole, because we wanted to grow, give yourself grace. I go, we can do it all right at your store. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. So I'm feeling like I want to do a little bit of this brown and a little bit of this kind of a rusty color. Maybe that will make me feel like it's more, it just feels kind of flat. So, Give Yourself Grace is held in Edmond, Oklahoma at a store called Paper Arts Edmond, and we just have ourselves a time. We had the best Mexican food for lunch one day, and oh my gosh, do you remember those hamburgers, Joanne? We had the most amazing hamburgers with the most amazing bread. The buns were, oh my golly. And it was a little local place, and you know how I like to support local, so Susan and her husband did it up right. How am I doing on time, Keels? Oh gosh, I got lots of time. I'm going to break those fibers a little bit more. Roll it back and forth. Because it's getting a little curly. Yes. Oh my gosh. Joanne, she did a little sneak peek on her Facebook. Oh my gosh. That store is enormous. I mean, she's got a lot of work ahead of her, but I said, well, you're not afraid of hard work. And you know what? It's going to be amazing. And the possibilities are endless, you know? I'm wondering if we do a little bit of brown, a little bit of this green, and a little bit of brown. And kind of bring it over here somewhere. We could just add a little bit of watery green. See what happens. Do you see how I'm like ever so slightly adding green? So it's there, but it's not screaming in your face, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. And then this yellow, I feel like that yellow, we could really, I'm just kind of mixing it with some water here on my craft mat. And I just want to pull some out. There we go. And then we could fill in some of these Harlequin diamonds, right? One up here. That's pretty. So, do you remember a long time ago I told you that that I had I was talking to a friend and I was telling her about how I was so glad that the gift God gave me was art and love of people, because it fits me perfectly. I go, thank God he knows what he's doing. Joanne was the person that I said that to. We had so many talks. Like, and some of them were like a sentence here and there. Because, you know, there's a room full of people. But we just had this immediate connection. What do you think? I'm feeling like down here needs to be deepened a little bit in some way. And this whole leaf somehow needs to be enhanced. Let's see, maybe that color. Mix it with some water. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's better. Do some more down here. Oh, I'm loving that. So is your noggin just spinning with cool ideas to use this with this technique? Like a million different ways that you can squish color onto a. I mean, gosh, look at your watercolor palette. You have a million different combinations, right? I was just feeling all autumnal today. That's for sure. I'm gonna take a little bit of green. Just look, I'm barely touching my brush, and then I'm just kind of coming in and just going along that edge. So I just have like a tinge of green. Remember, with watercolors especially, you don't need, a little goes a long way, because I feel like in watercolors you just want to be as subtle as possible, right? And if we do colors like this at the very edge, that's when we're going to get this nice rounded dimensional leaf, right? Because leaves aren't they're not flat, right? I'm going to do the same thing here. Like pretty watery, but you can see that there's a little bit of green there. So just don't rush. Take your time. add a little bit of color at a time. Keely, are you painting with me? I hope. How about you, Nancy? What's going on in your world today? Let's see. Let's do this one too. So we can deepen that right there. Right? I'm just barely at the edge. This one came out a little bit, so we can wet our brush, tap it off, and then remember we're just going to push that color back toward the edge. Right? Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. I'm digging that. Back, forth, back, forth. And we'll just pull it up. Pull it up the edge of the leaf, and that's going to just create this nice dimension and roundness to those. I don't know what those are called. Oh, that's right. You are. What? So do you have your date, Nancy? We will all send you positive vibes. That's for sure. Of course you're painting with me, Keels. Of course. Okay, so now I'm digging this. So now I'm feeling like I want to deepen the bottom of these leaves. So maybe here, and here, here. Hi, Lisa. Is it Lisa, or am I pronouncing that correctly? I feel like that needs to be a little deeper right here. So there's a little contrast between the back and the leaf, right? I mean, the contrast doesn't have to be super stark. It just needs to be there. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be really prominent. Sometimes it's just what's aesthetically pleasing to your eye, you know? Subtle is good sometimes. And sometimes it's what your eye thinks it sees, you know? See, I like that so much better. But down here, I'm feeling like pull that from there. Oh, I'm just madly in love with it. Because don't you just love autumn? It's just such a pretty season, isn't it? I just love it. I do. Monday the 26th. Okay. Well, you will be in our thoughts and prayers. Yeah, but Nancy, you have your color wheel, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And you have us. Right? So the 26th and November 2nd. We are on it. We will send you positive vibes. That's for sure. That's for sure. Lisa, did I pronounce your name correctly? Did I say that already? Sorry. I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute so I can kind of ponder. What are your thoughts, girls? We don't have any boys yet. Not that they wouldn't be welcome. They most certainly would. But I don't think that we have any boys. I would welcome them. I'm really digging it. I am. I could fiddle with this one because this one is so light. I feel like the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so much that you could do. Oh, close up. Gotcha. La la. Is that too close? Sorry. How about here? Is that better? It's so dark, isn't it? It looks dark. I hope it's not as dark as it looks on my iPad. Maybe it's better a little further away. You know, this is such a funny time of day at this time of year. I get really bright light. The sun shines right in here, right when I'm getting ready to start. And now the sun has moved so the whole table is in shade, but at the beginning. So I have to sit at different parts of the table depending on what day, what time of day I'm coming on the Facebook. So Keels, can you see that? Is that good? Does that, I hope that shows the dimension and the, it's so beautiful. The closer, let us see your strokes. Oh, like when I'm painting? Okay. So this one, I feel like, let's start with that deeper brown. So I'm gonna kind of come up here. All the places where I already have stippling, remember we've talked about that? Like, you know to deepen that already, right? So we're gonna deepen, and this is quite watery. Do you see what I'm saying? But just that little bit, and then we're gonna just pull that out, pull it out and go right into the edge, right? And then I'm gonna wash my brush in the most filthy water you've ever seen, and then dry it off on my paint cloth, and then push that color back in, right? So that we just get rid of that, we just blend out that edge. All right, let's see. So let's take some more of that, and we'll come in with this kind of funny brown that I made, and do all of the stippled parts, right? So we can put some paint down, remember, and we can just let that sit for just a minute. Is it better if I'm closer or at this height? You tell me. All right. I'm gonna deepen there, there, there. Okay, so now. Okay. Now, since I did this part down here, well, I did this first and then I came over here, I'm going to just take that damp brush and I'm just going to kind of push that edge. Remember, that's where we come in with the jiggy joggy. And we just kind of soften that edge. And I turn my paper so that I'm kind of working it in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? So if I want to go toward this line, I want to push it in. So we're just going to clean up that edge. And then remember, we're just going to pull it out. The more time you take, with the blending, the happier you'll be with your results, I promise. Just take your time. All right, now this one, come in with my damp brush, and I want to pull it out, that spine right there. There we go. And these oak leaves are so fun because of these bumps. They're super fun to paint, I think. Because there's all that natural curve, you know? And that's super fun to paint. Okay, here we're coming in with our damp brush again. And we're going to come right up to that spine, or whatever that's called. I think it's called a spine. And then we're going to come out this natural curve of the leaf. All right, we're just going to follow that natural curve. We're going to turn, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. And we're going to go up, right? We'll do the same thing here. And here. I'm digging that. Look at that. And now, it does help to walk away, because when you look at it, because you're right on top of it when you're in the middle of painting, right? So then when you start to, when you go, look, even if you just look away, like look out the window for a little bit, and then look back down, you're gonna see it differently. You're gonna see nuanced, you know, bits and pieces. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of this rusty color, I feel like. For the, well, the acorn's kind of a deeper, so let's make this. I know that seems really harsh. I know it does. But it's just a wash. Remember, we can pounce that out, right? We're going to soften that edge. And then soften this edge. But do you see how just doing a wash of color will just add a subtleness to it that starts to, ornamentally yours. Yes, Nancy. I think my day is November 7th. I think I posted it on my website, or on my, right here on my Facebook with all the dates and all the, and like I said, once you sign up, you are welcome to watch all of the classes, take part in all of the classes. And each class has a supply list listed. Mine is what you bring to every one of my classes: watercolors, colored pencils, scissor, that's different than normal. And you know what's so cool? I think I told you this on Tuesday's class. I got to take the picture of my ornament in my mom and dad's, in an evergreen tree in their yard. So that was very cool. That was very cool. So I will have a printable that you'll need. And you'll get that. I'll send the link for that just before the class kind of starts. So everybody will be on the same page. It'll be released just before class, a couple days or something. Oh, I'm loving it. I hope you guys are loving yours too. And I hope that you'll just keep painting autumnal images. And something fun to focus on, right? So don't forget about Saturday. On Saturday, we are studying a American artist. You need to bring your bright colors, your black pen, your pencil and eraser, and your watercolors and colored pencils. So until then, thank you so very much for giving up some of your time every week to be with me. I'm so honored and just grateful. Thank you so much. And go make something artsy today and gather up that artsy arsenal for Saturday's class. I can hardly wait to see you on Saturday. We're going to have ourselves a time. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.